Let's see if they can hear me. Mic check, 1, 2.
Hear you, Steven?
Okay, you want my mic?
I'll take your mic.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, why not? A little live television moment of some errors. We'll work these kinks out now before we get to go on air later this evening. So thanks for just joining us. We're on Facebook Live. We're on 5+, our free streaming app. We're also on YouTube out there this evening. I'm Chief Meteorologist Scott Covert, working alongside Stephen Elmore this evening. We'll have the rest of the team in the studio overnight tonight through tomorrow morning, all tracking some severe storms. I'll tell you the best window for those severe storms, or the worst, is going to be between midnight and 4 a.m. But there could be a couple of isolated cells that develop between now and midnight. Those two will have to be watched. Those, however, are going to be a bit more isolated in nature. Before you go to bed tonight, let's charge those cell phones. Let's maybe pull the flashlights out just to be on the safe side in case there are some power outages. Damaging winds are going to be our primary concern with this setup. Our satellite and radar right now is mostly quiet. We're keeping a close eye on anything that could potentially bubble up. Nothing out there of interest right now. We do find some scattered activity starting to develop in parts of northeastern Oklahoma. A lot of that pushing off towards the northeast. So that's likely going to be moving into parts of southeastern Kansas, southwestern Missouri. But you can see the setup is this strong area of high pressure just off to our east. And the reason we care about that, well, the winds are flowing clockwise around areas of high pressure. So that means our winds are out of the south. And I know you know it was breezy out there today, right? Not only are the winds still pretty elevated, 20 to at times gusting as high as 40 miles per hour, that's also pumping in a whole bunch of humidity. Did you feel that out there today? It certainly felt different than in recent days. Meanwhile, we've got a pretty strong cold front approaching. That's giving us that classic battle of the air masses. That's this overall setup. So what does that mean in terms of actual impacts locally here? More than likely, that setup lends itself to some damaging straight line winds. That's pretty common with these setups, especially around these parts this time of the year. We've got that placed in the medium category. Hail, flooding, and tornado, not zero, but low, right? I do think there could be some pockets of some hail, and depending on where we get some heavy downpours to set up and how quickly or not quickly that line's moving, maybe we deal with some isolated issues of some flash flooding, and that tornado potential is certainly going to be there in some of the stronger cells. Let's put this into motion. This is Futurecast, 9:30 tonight. Not a lot going on, but maybe we've got a couple of these spotty showers trying to develop out there, but there's the main line at midnight, likely knocking at our back door just off towards the west. Some damaging straight line winds likely coming out of the leading edge of this line, with some pockets of some hail up to quarter size in diameter, probably coming out of those stronger updrafts. You keep moving a little bit further into the overnight hours. This is 2 a.m. Widespread heavy rain, probably some frequent lightning and thunder here in northwest Arkansas from Bella Vista through Springdale and Fayetteville. Meanwhile, the leading edge of that line getting ready to move through parts of Adair, Sequoia, LaFleur counties. We'll watch for these Boeing segments. As you can see here, that's probably where we've got those strong pushes of air, 60, 70 mile per hour winds coming out of that storm. Certainly going to get some good heavy soaking rain out of this. In of itself, this one system is not going to produce drought busting rain. In fact, I think many of us are probably closer to about a ½ inch, maybe upwards of an inch with this line. Good news is we've got multiple systems likely coming down the pike for us this weekend into next week. So this is 3:30 in the morning. We're starting to get that line of storms moving into the eastern parts of the River Valley, Johnson, perhaps Logan, Scott County even. It's certainly starting to lose its steam, but that doesn't necessarily mean there won't still be severe weather in Johnson, Logan, or Scott County. It just means that the overall ingredients are going to be on the decrease the further east that line moves. 5:30 tomorrow morning. If you're an early riser, we probably got a little bit of rain out there, especially in the River Valley, but we'll taper the rain off first in northwest Arkansas by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, and we'll hang on to that chance through probably 8, 9 o'clock in the eastern portions of the River Valley. But I think by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, a lot of us are dry. Clouds may be stubborn, but I think we'll see a little bit of sunshine by tomorrow afternoon. As of right now, there are no active watches or warnings in effect for northwest Arkansas, east Oklahoma, or the River Valley. However, here in yellow, that's going to be our tornado watch until midnight. It is close to our weather coverage area, but not quite in our neck of the woods yet. But I do suspect before 10 o'clock tonight, that could change. If not shortly after, we'll probably have a watch before midnight. Question is it a thunderstorm watch or is it a tornado watch? Kind of depends on how some of these storms out west evolve over the next couple of hours. One thing is for sure, it's going to stay breezy out ahead of that front. I can hear the winds whipping here outside this television station, and this is a soundproof room, and I can still kind of hear the winds at times. When we get those gusts, 30 to 40 miles per hour, that's going to be common out ahead of the cold front. Once the front passes us overnight tonight, our winds are going to shift out of the north, and that's going to do a couple of things for us. It's going to inevitably slow our winds down a little bit. Still maybe a breezy day. This is 7:30 tomorrow morning. Kids out there at the bus stop, 10, 20 miles per hour, but it's going to be out of the north, and slowly but surely throughout the course of your day tomorrow, those northerly winds are going to drop our temperatures. It's going to start to feel a bit more like fall out there tomorrow. Let's talk about rain chances over the next few days. We'll have mostly dry conditions tomorrow, certainly after 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Friday's likely a dry day for us, but Saturday, whether that's the Razorback game, Little League practice, some festivals and events happening around the area, weather's probably going to impact us. Could have some thunderstorms on Saturday as well. Sunday, rain chances go up a little bit higher. Monday, we're going to keep those rain chances and thunderstorm potential there as well. We'll have to watch for some more rounds of severe weather. Now, you add up all that rain, and one of many models shows this. Now, my recommendation to you is don't hone in on the exact number that I've got for your town, but think of it like this. There's a good chance between now and next week, over the next 7 days, we'll probably see between 2 and 4 inches of rain on average. There will inevitably be some locations that are winners and pick up more, and there will probably be a few locations that maybe see numbers below that 2-inch threshold, but a lot of us falling anywhere between 2 to 4 inches of rain. Is that drought busting? No. But will it put a big dent in the drought? Yes. And perhaps it's enough rain that maybe we can alleviate some of those burn bans. Ultimately, that's the decision made by your local county judges, but I know it's that time of the year. We really want to do some bonfires out there, but we've not been able to because of those burn bans. Maybe over the next several days, these rounds of rain are going to help. The biggest question I've gotten in my Facebook inbox over the last several days is, how is this all going to impact trick-or-treating? Good news is, I think we're going to be in okay shape when it comes to rain chances. I think most of the rain's going to be over by mid-morning tomorrow for our neck of the woods. But you do want to know this. With those winds moving in out of the north, 5 to 10 miles per hour, sunset at 6:21, starting to get a little bit cooler, I think we're probably going to have trick-or-treat temperatures around sunset tomorrow evening in the 50s, give or take a degree or two. So depending on your costume, you might want to consider a light jacket out there. It could be a little bit cooler for some of the kids out there. Certainly something to keep in mind. Here's your 10-day forecast. You're going to notice we do have a weather impact alert. This is really actually primarily going to be for Thursday morning. I've just not updated it yet. 10% chance of rain beyond 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. I think most of our Thursday's okay. Friday's good. Here comes more rain and thunderstorm chances Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Pretty high chances of rain. If you got plans out there, just know the weather impact is going to be there. We'll be tracking it for you for that severe weather potential. Next week looks a little bit cooler. In fact, highs in Northwest Arkansas by Tuesday and Wednesday down into the mid to upper 60s. Finally feeling a lot more like it should this time of the year. Your River Valley forecast shakes out like this. Waking up at 61 degrees tomorrow, perhaps some rain chances lingering in the morning. Should wrap up before lunchtime. 73 in the afternoon, partly cloudy skies the rest of the day. We'll do it all over again on Friday. Mid-70s in the afternoon. Should be nice and comfortable for some of those Friday night football games. And then we've got rain back in the forecast Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Good news is we really need the rain. Wish we didn't have to deal with the severe thunderstorms, but fact is, this is that time of the year. We get our secondary severe weather season, so it's not necessarily uncommon that we are looking at these threats over the next few days. Here's the thing. Myself, Steven, Zach's going to be in here in a little bit. We're going to be tracking these storms for you all night long. What we're going to do is fire up our live streams when the warnings start being issued for your local towns. And if a tornado warning is issued, of course, we'll go on air as well. Charge those cell phones and make sure you've got some flashlights just in case we have any power outages overnight. Team